Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of the Buffalo Sabres Be a GM. So we're at the re-sign phase. Just completed the draft, picked up a couple solid prospects. We got a new winger, 4.5 stars. We got a new defenseman, 4.5 stars, and we got a new goalie, 4.5 stars. All in that draft, guys. It was a great draft, and a lot of you agreed. You liked that we didn't go after all the superstars that were in that draft. So it's really nice to have that a bit of a change, to see how things go. Now, I went ahead and took a look already at our depth chart to see what it looks like. All right, so I'm going to show you things first. As this is loading here, I will make sure to mention to you guys that you make sure you like, comment, and subscribe by the end. All right, it really helps me out. Okay, really does. Somebody asked why am I asking so much lately? It's because I want to do this full time, and if we want to do it, we need to get noticed. All right, it's not because I'm raping the shit out of it. I don't want that. You guys to just think that all I want is likes and comments, but it really helps me grow. So make sure that you put those comments and like the video at the end. All right, so move my mic a little bit. Here's what we've got. Centerman, top line will be Hodgson or Ennis. Doesn't really matter which. They're a pretty much identical player. Just one's bigger than the other. Larson, he's actually going to play the third line right wing, and Gergensen is going to have third line center. So right now we've got a 1, 2, and 3, and then we've got Luke Adam playing center on the fourth line, okay? We're not sure what's going to happen with Loktionov, Grigorenko, or Dalpe. We don't know at this point, so we're not going to count them in. We're not going to qualify them at this point until we see what happens. Matt Molson will be our top line left wing. Dustin Penner will be our third line left wing, and Marcus Foligno, will be fourth line left wing. We'll see how things go. They've got him as a second line or a third line checking forward, so possibly he ends up playing the left wing on that second line. Or on the third line, and Penner plays the second. I want to see if we can find a good second line left winger. That's what I'm going for, is a solid second line left winger. I mean, Matt Molson is not a first. He's a second. But if we can find a second or a first line left winger, I think we'd be golden. And then Ellis, that's it for the NHL starting players. Chris Stewart, I hope to put him on the second line right wing. I mean, he is the third line checker. He's not a second line forward. Yeah, third line scoring forward. So to play him on the top line would be too much, I think. Second, even that's a stretch. We got Brian Gionta still signed, and that's it for guys that are actually NHL ready on that. Defense, we're going to have Myers, Pitkanen, Mazzaros, Pissick, Weber, and Ristolainen. As you see it here, it depends on how things go with some of these guys. They could jump up, they could low down. Goalies, we're going to go with Neuwirth and Enroth, but I'm also going to sign Hackett. It's just because Hackett's currently set as a minor starter, so I don't want to play him out of his element quite yet. We will sign Nichols and hopefully get him a lot of ice time as the backup. So I'm hoping to go with Nichols and Hackett down in the minors. We'll release Newen. And Allmark will possibly trade, all right? We don't really need that many goalies in here. We don't want them crowding things up, okay? So let's go ahead and re-sign some guys, all right? Now, the one thing that I did mention to you guys was that what we were going to be doing was multiplying it by 0.9, not by 0.85 anymore, okay? So I'm going to get out my little calculator. I got it on my computer now, so I don't have to... I think it's a little bit easier there. All right, so Larson is 1, because he could be playing in the NHL. Now, he wants 2.13 for... or 2.270 is what he wants. This is what he's asking. 2.27 for 2 years. He wants 3 million for 3 years. I don't want everybody expiring at the same time. So let's go with 2 years. Let's go with 2 years for him. So 2.27, and we'll multiply that by 0.9. So 90% of his salary. So 2.045. That's not bad. There you go. 2.045, Johan Larson. All right, so he's going to be worth something in the future here. Gergensen's, he is one of the guys in the future. He wants 1 year at 145. Why is it starting out so low? Let's do 3 years at 2.545 or 2.54. 2.54 times 0.9, and we'll get him for 2.290. All right, 2.2. Oh, he's got him as a two-way. He has interest in a two-way contract, but how is he asking that much? I don't know. Anyway, 2.290. 2.290 for Zemgus Gergensens. There you go. And Grigorenko, we're also going to offer a contract to. Again, we don't know where he's going to be. 2 years. Let's get him at 4 years. 3.08 times 0.9. Like I said, I want to stagger all these guys so that they're not expiring all at the same time. 2.772. I think the 775 part of me is what we're going to get him for. So that's not bad at all for Mikhail Grigorenko. We'll have him for 4 years at that price. Zach Dalpe, he's only got 2 years before he maxes out. He has interest in a two-way contract. You know, let's give him a two-way contract. He only wants that, so we'll give him $800,000. There you go, Dalpy. He may not jump up at all. Mitchell, I'm just going to release Torrey Mitchell. I've got no need for him. I think he's just going to be erroneous. We're going to negotiate a new contract with Luke Adam. He wants 1 year at 780. Let's give him 2 years at 8. Let's give him 2 years at 8. All right, there you go. Depth forward. He is considered a depth forward. He might jump up. We're not gonna get Veroni back. I've got no need. I've got a bunch of young guys I can sign. Let's go to the left wing. Dustin Penner, we are gonna give him a contract. He wants 3 years at 177 or 1740. Why is it doing that all of a sudden? That's the first time I've had that. 4 years at 154. You know, that'll put him at 36. Let's do that. 4 years, 1.51 times 0.9. We can get him for 1.360. All right, so we'll get him for a good bargain. Again, we're saving some money here long term. All right, and if we trade him, we trade him. Ellis, I'm not going to worry with Ellis. I'm not going to worry about releasing anybody. Shaler, I'm not going to worry about. Right wingers, yeah, Chris Stewart, what do you want, man? He wants 2.7 for 2 years. Let's give him that for 2 years. 2.71, because I don't know where he's going to be. 2.440. All right, that's one thing that I'm going to try and keep realistic as well. Not just sign guys to trade them. All right, that's not the purpose of this. Coletta, he could be useful, but I'm not going to use him. We'll probably, Flynn, no, probably not. I'm not going to waste contract space with some of these guys. It's really not worth it. Defense, we will give Pitkin a new contract. We'll see what's available in free agency. 4.245 is what he wants for 4 years. You know what, I'll give him 3. Oh, you know what, that is the cheapest. Let's give him 5 years. That'll bring him to 36 years old, and we probably wouldn't sign him again at that point. 4.145 times 0.9. We can get him for 3.735. 3.735. There you go. For Yoni Pitkin in 5 years. That's a good long contract. We'll let him retire, possibly. Andre Mazzaros, he's in the prime of his career at 29 years old. He wants 3.935 for 4 years. 5 years? 6 years? Let's get him 5 years. Let's get him 5 years as well, because then the other guy will be gone too. 3.685 times 0.9. 3.320. All right, 3.320 is what that calculates to be. There you go, Andre Mazzaros. So we're using that 0.9 rule. Pissick, he's going to want some cash. These are the guys we want to lock down long term. Let's get him. Let's get him for 4 years at 1.57 times 0.9. And we'll get him at 1.413. The good thing about locking these guys down now, 415, sorry, is because they're young and we have the salary cap to do it. So why not pay for it? We're probably not going to have Benoit in here. Let's go to goalies. We are going to sign Neuwirth. He's going to want some cash. Wow. Michael Neuwirth is considered a backup goalie right now. 1.785 is what he wants. You know what? I'll give him... Let's give him 3 years at 1.85. Oops. Times 0.9. That'll actually be 1.665. That's crazy. I can't believe he wants so little. There you go, Neuwirth. And then Enroth we're going to sign as well. 1.190 for Enroth for 2 years. Yeah, let's do that. 1.19 times point. And that way our goalies expire at different times too. I think that's one of those things that really sucks. You have to really balance your budget when everybody's expiring at once. Hackett. Let's see what you want, man. 790. He has interest in a two-way, yes. 3 years. Let's max him out. 960 times 0.9. We can actually get him for 865. So we'll sign him for 865. That way, when he's their backup, he'll save us even more green. It's awesome having these guys at this price. It really is. We won't worry about Lewin. I don't think he's much of a worry. Well, we could do Lewin and Nichols in the minors. I'm not going to sign Johansson. I think that's just too many goalies. We'll just release you. All right, so let's just sim a day. Let's sim a day and let's see what happens. We're going to sign everybody else that we need after this. Don't worry. We'll get all our rookies signed. The ones that can play, anyway, because you have to be 20 years old, I believe, in order to play in the AHL. So there's no sense. Or you have to come from Europe. So there we go. So we got Mazzaros. We got Enroth. Stewart. Neuwirth. Hackett rejected it. This time, he doesn't want a two-way offer. I may change my mind later. Who knows? We'll take a look at that. We got Gergensen, Pissick, Luke Adam, Larson, Dalpy, Grigorenko, Pitkinen, and Penner. So we got all those guys signed. So Hackett, I thought it said he had interest in a two-way. Yeah, so... Well, let's give him a one-way, and let's give him 790. Let's give him what he wants then. Let's just offer him that. He's going to be in the minors anyway, so it's not like it's going to affect us at all. And I'm also going to negotiate a contract with Nichols. He wants 3 years at $8.75. Sure, we'll lock him down. We'll give these guys what they want, the rookies. That way they develop. Let me go to forwards. Centers. Let's take a look at centers. Are there people that we can sign? I could sign Veroni, but I don't really want to. 19, not going to worry about any of those guys. Left wingers, Ellis, not going to worry about you. Shaler, he could play the left wing. I mean, we don't have too many left wingers. Yeah, we can't get Zach in there right now. We could get Ordens, so let's negotiate a contract with this dude. 5.50 for 3 years. Sure, he may not amount to be anything. Right wingers, Coletta. I really don't mind if my minor system loses at this point. Stadnik, he'll get a contract. I mean, he's four yellow stars, 7.50 for 3 years. Let's sim down here. Crane, 23 years old, not worth it. And nobody else there. On D, we can't get Kyle. Oh, actually, Kylington could play. So I'm going to give him a contract. All right, I'm going to give him a contract because he could play in the AHL because he is a European. Sometimes those guys can jump across. And I'm going to give them one veteran presence. I'm going to give them Benoit. What does Benoit want? He's interested in a 2-year at 8.30. Perfect. And a 2-way contract. We're not going to worry about Strachan then. Leduc, 2.5 yellows. Not worth it. Here's another one. Evan DeHaan. We just drafted this guy. He's 20 years old. Why not? You know, he can play in the minors. He can play in the minors and get that experience. Not done. Here, Laser. These are guys, people say that Green Star guys have a chance to really jump up, so let's give him an opportunity. There's another guy, and that's 19, so he won't play. Goalies, Hackett and Lewin. I'm leery to sign Lewin, because we've got Altmark, who's a better player. Yeah, I'm not going to sign him. I'm just going to sim a day, and we'll see how things turn out here, see if we get everybody we want. And then I'll just release I don't need to tender qualifying offers to anybody. Benoit, Hackett, we got Laser, I love that, Justin Nichols, DeHaan, Carson Stadnik, and we also got Kylington and Orendors, I love that name, Orendors, to infinity, okay, we got, no, that doesn't work, 40 players under contract, we have to keep an eye on that, 10 players to sign, let's just take a look. I don't want to overload ourselves with contracts, that's one thing I tend to do. So we're not going to re-sign any of these guys. There's no need. None of these guys are worth it. So you know what? I'm just going to continue. And they're going to ask us, are you sure? I don't really care. No one's going to sign those guys anyway. I doubt that I'm going to get a pick. I do not want them in my system. I don't. Because there's 5 bodies that they're taking up spots of guys in free agency that we could get that are much, much better. And we still have $17 million in cap space, guys. $17 million. No, we're just going to... Wait, hold on. I just want to make sure we got Hackett now. I don't remember anymore if we did. Goalies. Yes, so we got Hackett. That's good. The only one we have left is Lewin, and we're not going to worry about him. Not going to worry about Lewin. There's better players out there. So here we go. Free agency. Let's see what comes up here in free agency. Maybe we can get somebody good. Let's go to trading block. Let's update that. Oh, that is it. That's what they want. It's already updated. Okay, so look, Martin Saint-Louis, Brad Richards, Mark Zuccarello. There's 2 guys. There's a left winger right there that can play the second line. Cody Franzen. Man, there you go. We got $17 million in cap space, all right? So Brad Richards, 87 overall. He's considered a second line forward. Martin Saint-Louis, he fills that top line right wing spot perfectly. And he's 40 years old. That's not going to last. I'll give Martin Saint-Louis a contract. Why not? Why not? We want to be playoff competitive, guys. All right, Matt Zuccarello, 85 overall playmaker. He's not bad. You know, he's pretty small, 5'6", 179, but he could turn some things. I wouldn't play him and Ennis together. I think that they get dominated. But and here's Cody Franzen, too. He wants $5 million for 3 years. So, and teams are interested in him, so we'd have to offer him 5.2, so that's expensive. But 3 years, we could probably afford it. Where else did we have holes? So it's basically second line left wing and second and first line right wing. So I think we go after Saint Louis and Zuccarello. I feel that that's the best bang for our buck. He wants $4 million. He's a second line player. I don't see Brad Richards as the guy for our center position. I don't think we really need him. I think he's a bit overkill. Too many playmakers in the mix, if you know what I mean. Let me take a look here at goalies. Let's see who's available in goalie. Thomas Vokoun, so nobody there. Now, also, I want to look at potential players. Nobody with potential. Keaton Ellerby could jump up as a defenseman, but I'm not going to write home about it. And goalies will look by potential. Jeremy Smith, 26 years old. Yeah, Brendan Burke could be good. 20 years old, 74 overall. But I don't want him eclipsing our goalie. I want him to have some room to grow. So I'm not going to worry about the goalies. There's nobody really worth signing at this point. We're just going to go by overall. And I'm going to give Martin St. Louis a contract. Remember, that's just going to last 1 year. We've also got Darren Hellman here. I'm noticing that. He could be a solid third-line center. But we've got Gergensons coming up, and I don't want him to play there. Too many small guys in the lineup as is. All right, let's get Martin St. Louis signed. He wants 6.1 for 2 years. You know what? He's not going to last 2 years. Even if he does, great. So let's give him 6.5. Whoop. Let's offer him 6.5 for 2 years. Martin St. Louis. We'll see if we can get him. And then we've got some more room here, too. We can sign Matt Zuccarello. He wants 4.075. There is another team interested. Let's offer him 4.5 for 3 years. There you go. That should get both those guys signed. And that's about $10 million. So we could go after Cody Franzen and add him to the lineup, and he would bump Weber out of the lineup, which might actually be a good idea. Is he an offensive defenseman? He is. So he could score some goals, man. He put up 52 points last year. Ian White, nothing. I mean, we signed White last year, didn't we? Yeah. Jamie McBain. There's nobody. You know what? I'm going to go Cody Franzen, and I'll offer him 5.5. For 3 years. And if we need to trade one of these guys away for cap problems, I don't think we're going to have them. But if we need to trade them, that's an option for us. So next offseason, we're going to have to look at replacing Martin St. Louis. But for now, this looks pretty good. And I'm going to continue with this. So is there anybody else we need to sign here? Penner is going to play the third line now if we get Zuccarello. So I'd probably put Hodgson. Zuccarello, and Stewart on the second line. Are there any second-line right wingers? No, nobody else. Third-line checker, Eric Fair, Ian White. There's really nobody else besides that. Brad Richardson's a third-line checker. I think, we could pick up a fourth-line centerman. Who's good? Let's take a look at centers. Rob Klinkhammer. No, that's okay. Jarrett Stoll, he wants 3 years at 2.055, 83 overall. That's too much for the fourth line. I think I'd rather stick with Luke Adam, to be completely honest. And again, there's no potential, good potential players. Marc-Olivier Waugh, he's 3.5 yellow star playmaker, 20 years old. Why not? Let's sign Waugh. We'll give Waugh a contract. Nobody's interested, so we'll offer him the 5.50. And that looks to be it for... Oh, let me just double check the skaters. Bloom. There are a couple guys like Jordan Subban, 20 years old. Let's give him a contract. Edmonton's interested in him. I wonder if he's an RFA. Nope, he's not. He's a UFA. Unbelievable. Waugh, Hetherington. Other team interested, Carolina. Again, he's a UFA. I can't believe that. There you go. So there's 3 good players we picked up. So let's see if we can get all these guys signed, all right? So let's go a week. So we got the big ones we're waiting on are Martin St. Louis and Matt Zuccarello. So Subban decided to accept. So did Olivier Waugh and Hetherington. So we got 3 of those young guys signed down. They're potential players that could play with us. Looks like Martin St. Louis is gone. Yes, so we got St. Louis, we got Zuccarello, and we got Cody Franzen. So now we sit at 3.3 in cap space, guys. We took 3 of the big guys off the block. And now our team actually looks decent. If you put Ennis, Molson, and Martin St. Louis together all on the same line, I think you're solid. So let's sim. Let's get ahead here. Whoops. Let's get ahead to the 12th. I just don't see how this wouldn't be bad for us. Hold on. Matt Bolesky's... Oh, he's gone. No, he's still there. Stop the sim. I want to have... Oh, he's gone now. Never mind. I was going to have a look at Bolesky. And Lawson Krause is on the trading block. Who is that that's trading him? All right. We'll take a look. We'll sim up here. We'll have a quick look at the players, see if they progressed at all. Actually, before we go, let me go to GM Tracker. Let's upgrade some of this stuff. We can't. Not right now. All right, not right now. That's fine. That's fine. All right. September 13th. Now, I just kind of want to take a look and see how well we did. Did we get some good players? Did people progress properly? How's our lineup gonna look? You know, did Ennis or Hodgson make a jump to maybe 87 overall? If you put Hodgson, Molson, and Martin St. Louis together, not a bad lineup. That's actually 2 playmakers and a sniper. And on the second line, you could have 2 playmakers and a power forward. Anthony DeLuca for Brian Gionta. Interesting. Let's take a look at this. Anthony DeLuca, left winger, 3.5 yellow star sniper. Not bad. 20 years old, 198 pounds. That could shed some salary cap for us. I mean, we could play somebody up on the 4th line. Larson could play that gets rid of Gionta. And we could find somebody for that. I'll make that trade. Yeah, I'll make that trade all day long. Yeah, absolutely. Boom. There you go, Tampa. I'll take a young sniper into the mix. Why not? That's something we actually don't have too many. Well, we have snipers, but nobody that's really a nice third-line player, possibly. A nice third-line sniper. Larson could be a second-line sniper. I mean, you got Gergensons, Grigorenko. Those guys are snipers, too. But we'll see what goes on here. We'll see what we get here out of these guys. I mean, that's the one thing I'm going to try and do, for sure, is stick to the greens for reds in the trades, right? Because that makes them a little bit more realistic. You guys like to see that. So if there's a team that wants to get rid of a prospect, you know, how can you argue with that? That's an unfair trade or it's unrealistic, as you guys say. I mean, yeah, I guess you can kind of see how things like going and grabbing, what's his name, Victor Hedman for a bunch of picks is unrealistic. Yeah, and I told you guys that we'd only trade this year and next year's picks. So we have to rebuild smart. We have to rebuild from within. We cannot just go crazy. So they only want 35 wins out of us. We can't go crazy with trades, just trying to make ourselves better in the now. We have to be patient. So let's go to GM options. Let's look at contracts. Let's see how good everybody got. All right. So Martin St. Louis is 88 overall. Looks like Hodgson and Ennis are both still 85. Myers is an 86. Was he that before? He might have been. It looks like everybody's the same. Gergensons is an 83. Actually, Larson's an 83. So those guys both jumped up by 2. Lokchanov is an 83. Grigorenko's an 82. Dustin Penner's an 82. Pisic's still an 81. Let's take a look at the minor system. Marcus Foligno's an 84. Unbelievable. Zach Dalpe an 82. Ristolainen an 81. And Sam Reinhart's an 80. Luke Adams an 80. Guys, we have some options here. We have some options. Even Nikita Zadorov, 79 overall. Carrier's 74. So lots of young guys that are really good. Let's have a look at our goalies. Nichols is a 75 overall, guys. Justin Nichols, 75. That's awesome. And Hackett's an 81. So if I go to player roster moves, let's go to roster moves. Let's take a look at everybody's rankings. Let's go by roles. So Marcus Foligno down in the minors. Let's send down Delorier. Let's send down Weber. Oh, hold on. Let's call you up. Okay. And then how many D-men do I have up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Mike Weber looks like he'll have to play. Ristolainen's only an 81 depth defenseman. I mean, we could call him up, but I don't want to play him out of his comfort zone at this point. So if I go to edit lines and I do best lines, yeah. See, Tyler Ennis, Martin St. Louis, and Matt Molson. Zuccarello, Penner. You know what, we're going to do this. Foligno, yeah, that's good there. Chris Stewart's going to play the third. No, Chris Stewart. You know what, I'm going to do this. Let's do this. Let's put Johan Larsson on that second line. Get a sniper with him. Molson, Ennis, St. Louis. Hodgson, Zuccarello, and Larsson. Lokchanov, 83 overall. Gergenson's 83. Where's Well, we got a lot of good guys here. We might have to trade some of these boys away. I mean, Andre Lokchanov, he's ready to play in the NHL. He is ready. Chris Stewart, I mean, we could just trade. Well, McCormick's here. Who's scratched here? Grigorenko's scratched. I wonder what his current, what he's rated as. It doesn't say. Let's go back to let's go by centers. There you go. Grigorenko's considered a depth, so I'm going to send him down. Grigorenko's a depth forward. McCormick's considered a fourth. Lokchanov is considered a third. Cody McCormick. Grigorenko and Dalpe are both considered depth players. So we'll have to, you know what? I'm going to call up Luke Adam. We'll send down McCormick. Oh. Nope. Where's Luke Adam? There you go. Oh, no. There you go. Go back to edit lines. And then I'm going to stop this sim right away here. Yeah, we'll fix all these lines when we come back. Okay, guys, we'll take a look at things. Let me know what you guys think about the team. Is it looking much better now? It's up to you guys to let me know, okay? So I'll leave it there. Until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice.